So, what's up? Today, we are doing another tier list video. This time, we're going to be doing which Minecraft characters I could beat in a fight. Also, this video is sponsored by GlassesUSA. More on them later. Okay, first up, we've got the bat. Now, bats are small, so I've got that on them, but they're really scary to me for some reason. When I was a kid, I was swimming in my swimming pool at night, and a bat just swooped down into the water. I got so scared I got out of the pool. I don't think I'd destroy them. They are very small though, so I think I would probably win. Next up's the bee. The bees in Minecraft are pretty weird. They're honeybees, but they can still hurt you, even though that's not how it works in real life. They're also huge in Minecraft. Now think about it like this. Imagine I was Steve, right? The bee is like the size of Steve's head. So imagine a bee the size of my head. I think I'd just like die of fear. I think I'm literally dead against the bee. Next up's the blaze. I think most would probably say the blaze would easily beat me, but all I have to do is carry around some water and I'm fine. If I get some water and I just throw it on them, they're gonna die. So I honestly think I would probably win this as long as I had water on hand. Next up's the cat. Cats in Minecraft are very nice. They are very nice. But in real life, there's some really mean ones. I think I'd probably put the cat in... It's a toss-up, to be honest. Some cats are scary if they're like really mean. So I think it's a toss-up. The cave spider is probably gonna beat me. It's got poison. If I get hit by it, I'm poisoned and I don't have the antidote. So I'm literally dead. Next up's the chicken. Yummy. I just eat it. I'd destroy them. Next up's the codfish. I can't say the same thing I said about the chicken, about the cod, because I don't like seafood. So it's not yummy. I can't just eat it. But cod are fairly small, I think. Let's look it up. Inshore cod range from 27 to 34 inches in length. That's a lot bigger than I thought. Atlantic cod are 42 inches. I underestimated how long they were. They're very long. I think it's a toss-up. Next up's the cow. Now, I don't think I have a chance versus the cow. The cow is fairly fast. He's huge. And if he fell on me, I'm dead. So I'm literally dead versus the cow. Next up's the creeper. You might think, poison, you're literally dead. But I think I have the skill set to try to trick the creeper into exploding without damaging me. So I actually think I'd probably win this. Next up's the dolphin. Dolphins are pretty friendly, right? I can't think of a dolphin that's aggressive. Most of the time, dolphins are like very serene, but they're very big. And I don't think I have the strength to take one out. But because they're so nice and serene, I'm going to say I'm the underdog here. Next up's the donkey. Now, I think as long as I don't get behind the donkey, I'm fine. Because they're just going to kick me, right? Like, look at this donkey kicking. Those look pretty painful, to be honest. Now, this guy isn't falling down or anything, but I think it hurts a lot. So I would try to avoid it at all costs. And if I'm successful in that, I think it's probably a toss-up. Next up is the drowned. Now, can the drowned breathe on land? I'm gonna look that up. According to Google, they sometimes step on land but quickly return to the water. So if I just stay away from the water, I could like shoot it with a bow or something and I just win the fight. So I'm gonna say I destroy the drowned. Next up's the elder guardian. I don't have a chance versus this thing. I just wouldn't go in the ocean if like this thing existed. Because of that, I'm gonna say I'm literally dead. Next up's the elder dragon. Now if you didn't know, I used to speedrun Minecraft all the time, and I know the Elder Dragon's weakness are beds. So I'd easily beat the dragon. I'd literally destroy it. All I have to do is bring a bed. Next up's the Enderman. I think this thing would be the most terrifying creature to see in real life, and I think I would drop dead from fear. I'm literally dead versus that one. Now, Endermite, on the other hand, it's small, and it kind of looks like grape jello, so I think I'd just eat it. I'd literally destroy it. Next up's the Evoker. This dude literally has magical powers. I'm just a human. I think I'm literally dead versus it. Next up is a fox. Honestly, I have no idea where to put this one. How dangerous are foxes? Foxes are not dangerous to humans, except when they're rabid, which is very rare. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna put foxes in, I would probably win, because if it does happen to be rabid, it's probably going to kill me. So just I'd probably win. Next up's just a regular guardian. I'm going to put it in I'm the underdog because it's the elder guardian's little brother. And if I try to beat it up, I'm getting beat up by the elder guardian. Now, horses to me are just bigger, stronger donkeys. Watching the video earlier, horse kicks are probably much more deadly than donkey kicks. But I think I have the smallest chance against it. I don't think I'm literally dead. I think I'm just the underdog. Hi, I'm Mr. Glasses, but you can call me Mr. Glasses. Where'd I get all these glasses, you ask? Well, GlassesUSA, of course. GlassesUSA is an online retailer of prescription glasses, sunglasses, and contact lenses that is based in New York City. You can use the link at the top of the description and code exclusive65 in order to get a crazy discount on the glasses of your choosing. Here's me ordering some glasses on my live stream. I'm debating whether I want the black ones here or the gray ones. Thank you again, GlassesUSA, for sponsoring this video. Use the link at the top of the description to order now. Next up is a husk. Now, the problem with the husk, even if it's daytime, it's not gonna burn alive. And honestly, the husks look creepy. Very, very creepy. Not as creepy as Endermen, but very creepy. Like a walking mummy. I think I'm the underdog. Next up's the Iron Golem. Now look at this thing. It's basically Dwayne The Rock Johnson in Minecraft. I'm literally dead. Next up's a llama. Llamas are so cute and fluffy, I don't even want to fight it. I'd let it kill me. I'm dead. Next up's a magma cube. Magma cubes are basically lava flavored jello, and I'd probably eat it without knowing it's lava flavored. And if I were to eat it, I'm probably dead. I'm gonna put in I'm the underdog, just because I'm not 100% sure I'd eat it, but it kind of looks like jello, and it's probably lava flavored. Next up's the mushroom. So do the mushrooms on a mushroom give it life? Is it like Paris and Parasect from Pokemon? Or is it just, are they just like taped on, glued on? I'm gonna say it actually is fueling their life. So I would just get some shears or something, and I'd just cut them off. I think it'd actually destroy a mushroom. Next up's a mule, which honestly, I think is more donkey than horse. So I'm just gonna put it in the same tier as a donkey, which is, it's a toss-up. Next up's an ocelot. Do ocelots exist? Okay, they do exist. I honestly thought it was made up. An ocelot is a medium-sized spotted wild cat that reaches 40 to 50 centimeters at the shoulders and weighs between 8 and 15 kilograms. So now that I know it's real and not made up, I'm honestly kind of afraid of it because they kind of look like baby cheetahs, baby leopards, and I think they would both kill me. I think I'm the underdog on this one because I could probably take it out in the fight, but its mother would probably kill me afterwards. Next up's the panda. Pandas are just big boys and could probably sit on me and kill me, so I'm literally dead. Next up's the parrot. Now parrots are small, and if it was mocking me, I'd want to kill it, so I would destroy it. Next up's the phantom, which to me is probably the second most terrifying creature in Minecraft after the Enderman. But here's the thing, as long as I sleep at least once every 3 days, I'm never gonna come in contact with the phantom. So it's a toss-up. Next up's the pig. I think that I have a fairly decent chance against the pig. They're not nearly as big as cows, and they're not nearly as fast, and they might have mud on the bottom of their feet, so they might be slippery. I could like push them off a ledge or something. I think I'd probably win. Next up's a pillager. Now pillagers have crossbows, and I don't. I think I'm probably the underdog on this one, but I think that I have a small chance. Next up is the polar bear, which to me is just a panda that is more fit to kill. So I'm literally dead. Next up's the pufferfish, which I have never seen one in real life, but it's a terrifying concept that I could just be swimming in the ocean and one could puff next to me and kill me. So I think the rarity of them is going to place them in I'm the underdog, but I think if I came in contact one, I'd probably lose the fight. Next up's the bunny, or the rabbit. They're very small. They're kind of tricky to get a hold of, so I'm not going to say I'd destroy them because I think they might outmaneuver me. So I'm going to put it in I'd probably win, Next up is the Ravager, which is basically a pillager bear hybrid that is probably going to kill me if I ever saw one. I think I'm literally dead. Next up's the salmon. We're gonna have to see how big a salmon is. So salmons can be up to 58 inches and 126 pounds. That's so much heavier than I thought. I think I'm gonna put it in the same tier as cod. Even though cod's a little smaller, I don't think I'm the underdog versus one. Next up's the sheep, which is probably the dumbest of the land trio of pig, cow, and sheep. I think I could beat a sheep easily. I think they're just too dumb to see me coming. Next up's the shulker, which is basically a magical clam that's big. I think I'm probably the underdog on this one, because if I were to try to fight it head on, I'd probably get hit by one of its projectiles and float up high and then fall and die. So I'd probably just run away from it. So I think I'm the underdog. And then we've got the silverfish, which up until recently, I thought they were made up, but they're real. And even though they're kind of scary, I just would spray it with some Raid. I'd destroy it. Next up's a skeleton horse, which at first glance, you might think would be stronger than a horse. But you've got to keep in mind, because it's a skeleton, it doesn't have muscles. I actually think I would probably win against the skeleton horse. Next up's the skeleton, which are not super accurate with their bows. As long as I zigzagged while running towards them, I think I could easily beat it, because again, it doesn't have muscles. I think I'd probably win. And then we've got the slime, which is probably Jello again, but it's probably lime flavored. So I think I'd just eat the slime. I think I'd destroy it. Next up's the snowman, which I could easily beat as long as I had a hairdryer. Just blast it. I'd easily destroy it. Next up's the regular spider, which is nowhere near as deadly as the cave spider, but it's also huge. It's literally like the size of Steve, and Steve is supposed to be like 6 feet tall. Even though it's not poisonous, I'm definitely still the underdog. Next up's the squid, which is basically the sea equivalent to the sheep. It's super dumb. Look at its eyes. I think I'd definitely destroy it. Next up is the stray. Even though it's just a skeleton, I've also got to keep in mind the climate I would be in to have to fight this thing, which is in a cold climate, very, very cold. So I think the cold would probably affect my agility to dodge these arrows that it's shooting at me, but I don't think it's going to destroy me. I think it's going to be a toss-up. Next up's the trader llama, which, let's be honest, it's just a regular llama, but I wouldn't let this one beat me up. I don't think it looks nearly as cute as a regular llama. I think I'd probably win. And then we've got the tropical fish, which is just Nemo. I'd just steal it and put it in a dentist's office. I think I'd definitely win against this. Then there's turtles, who basically have built-in armor. The turtles we see in Minecraft are pretty big. They're about the size of the spiders, so that's a big turtle. I think I'm probably the underdog against it. Then we've got the Vexes. Ugh, I hate them. They're so annoying to fight in game. I don't think I have a chance versus it in real life. I'm literally dead. Like, I cannot do a thing. Next up is the villager, which is the human equivalent to a sheep. They're just dumb. I think I could easily beat a villager in a fight. They constantly have their hands like this. How are they going to fight like that? Like with their elbows? I don't think so. I have more reach. Then there's the Vindicators, which are really fast pillagers with an axe. I don't think I'm going to be able to outrun it, so I'd have to fight back. I don't think I'm literally dead versus it. I think I have a small chance of survival. Small, but it's a chance. I think I'm the underdog. Next up, we've got the trader, who is basically just a smarter villager. Even though it's smarter, it's still got its hands like this. So I have the combat advantage. I think I'd probably win against it. Next up is the witch, which somehow throws potions like this. Does it like pick it up with its mouth, put it on it, and like, I don't get it. I don't get how it works. So I think it's magical. I'm literally dead. Next up's the wither skeleton. Again, it doesn't have muscles, but I think its darker bones means that it's like kind of charred and probably even harder than regular bones. And it has a sword, so if I get up close, I'm probably gonna get sliced up. I'm definitely the underdog versus it. Then we've got the Wither, which actually I would have to spawn in to fight in the first place. So I just wouldn't spawn it in. Easy. It's just a toss-up because it's never gonna happen. Next up is the Wolf. Wolves are terrifying. I think I'm probably the underdog against it because they're not huge, but they're big. Next up is the Zombie Pigmen. Problem with the Zombie Pigmen, if I were to fight one of them, Pigmen would not respect it and would fight me also. So I think I'm literally dead versus it because I just get teamed up on. Next up, we've got the Zombie Villager, which has learned that the best way of combat is not with your hands like this and now does this. It used to be a human, so I think I'd have some sympathy for it. Even though it can burn in daylight, I'm gonna say I'm the underdog just because I don't think I'd fight 100% versus it. But the zombie, on the other hand, I think I'd just fight. And I think it would be a 50-50. I don't think zombies are much stronger than humans are. Next up, we've got the Ghast. Honestly, is probably the third most terrifying creature in Minecraft, behind the Endermen and the Phantoms. And its scream is ear-piercing. I think if I was in the same room as this thing, I'd go deaf. I think I'm literally just dead. It's humongous. It flies, ear-piercing screams. I don't really have much of a chance against it. Next up, we've got the Hoglin, which is basically a lab experiment on a pig gone wrong. And I don't think I have a shot versus this thing. I'm literally dead. Next up, we've got the Piglins, which as long as I'm wearing something gold, they're not gonna bother me. So I just wear like a gold watch or something and I'd be fine. I think it's just a toss-up because I honestly would not pick a fight with them for the same reason that the zombie pigmen would just kill me. Next up, we've got Striders. I would be fighting on land, and on land, they're extremely slow. I feel like I could probably get close to it, punch it, and get out before it would even touch me. I think I'd honestly destroy them in a fight. Then we've got the Zombie Hoglin. Honestly, it's just the exact same case as the regular Hoglin. I'm probably just dead. Next up, we've got the Piglin Brutes, which are piglins that don't care if you're wearing gold or not. So the golden watch thing would not work. I think it's going to be similar to the Vindicators. They probably would beat me in a fight, but I think I have a chance. Next up, we've got the Oxlotl, which, look at this thing. It's the cutest thing in the world. Why would I ever fight this? I don't think I'd have the heart to fight this. Similar to like the llama, I just think I'd let it kill me. Next up's the Glow Squid, which is just a squid that glows. I think I'd just destroy them just like I'd think I'd destroy the squid. We've got the Goat, which I think is probably a toss-up as long as I don't get behind it, similar to the donkey and the mule. I think as long as I avoid its rear, I'm not gonna lose it, but if I end up behind it somehow, then I think I'd lose. Next up, we got Steve. Steve is just a regular human who is 6 feet tall and 8 inches taller than me. I'm the underdog. Last but not least, we've got the myth, the legend, Herobrine. Herobrine is a terrifying concept that is literally just Steve with no pupils. And somehow I think I'd lose the fight more, even though it would probably be blind. I'm literally dead versus it. Here's my final list. I'll turn off my webcam for 1 second so you can see everything. I'm happy with it. Make sure to tell me your thoughts in the comments. And thank you again, GlassesUSA, for sponsoring this video. Peace.